Hello, everybody. Today we are going to be. Okay, my mic is actually on. I hope. Jesus Christ. Oh, because I filmed a video earlier, and yeah, let's just say it wasn't on, so I'm going to have to go and do videos again. It's just. My head has just been a mess the last couple of weeks. I guess I can't keep track of when I have my mic on for gaming and when I don't, but it is on right now. At least I hope it is, because I swear to God, if it's not, I'm going to throw my iPad across the room. that's just where I'm at. So today we are going to be reviewing a movie called Wyrmwood from 2014. Yeah, and then they didn't even make a sequel until I think what was it last year? I think the sequel came out. Yeah. So, but they did leave. Yeah, they definitely leave it open for a third movie, I would say. But I'll talk about that more when I do the review for the second one. So this one was a different take on the whole. I guess you could call it zombie apocalypse movie. Very different from what you would normally see, like the typical just people fighting zombies type deal. Um, yeah, so I guess the people were trying to do experiments on people to create hybrids, or they did it by accident, I think. I'm not really sure what exactly the end goal was with the doctor doing the experiments, but I think he kind of ended up screwing up because I think he was trying to find an actual cure. Right, that's what he was trying to find, and he ended up creating a hybrid zombie, basically, so that a person who can control the zombies and also sort of control themselves, like they're still part human, part zombie, so they have to take like a serum or whatever every so many hours so that they don't change fully and go complete zombie. And yeah, it's just a super mess. So he ends up doing that to the sister of the one guy who ended up having to kill his own wife and daughter. So crazy moment for him, obviously. So in this movie we have Jay Gallagher playing Barry, Bianca Brady playing Brooke, and I guess that's basically the main cast besides the captain guy at the very end. Luke McKenzie played the captain, and who was the other guy? Who played the doctor? Barwin Schwert played the doctor, and then Leon Burchell played Benny, and Keith Agus played Frank. So they kind of go back into like their backstories a little bit too. I believe it was I believe it was Benny that was the one that was out with his friend. Yes, it was. So it was Benny that was out with his friend in the woods, and then his friend ends up getting infected, and he can't bring himself to shoot him. So uh, it was it his friend or his brother? It was one of the two. So he can't bring himself to shoot his friend. I believe it was his friend, and his friend just kind of follows him for hours and hours on end. And then eventually he does end up running into Barry, and this is after the point where Barry's sister has been captured, right? Because she was doing a photo shoot in the beginning of the movie, and then her photographer turns into a zombie, I think. Or was she the photographer? I think she might have been the photographer, actually, if I'm remembering correctly. There was three of them in the shed, and I think the other two turned into zombies, and then she has to, like, hide out up top. It was just a kind of a mess the way the infection works. So I believe you could get infected airborne or by getting the blood of the zombie on you, unless you were an O negative blood type. I believe it was either O positive or O negative. So those people didn't get infected. And then Frank mentioned something about oh god, like the Wyrmwood thing being like a apocalypse type event where some people go to heaven and some people go to hell, and the rest of them are kind of stuck in the middle to fight for their lives until they can't anymore. And I guess that's kind of he found, or he kind of figured that they were getting punished for maybe not being the best of people in their own lives as it was anyway. And then obviously when Barry had to kill his wife and his daughter, um, wasn't very wasn't very good because I guess she could get infected just from being outside, right? Because she wasn't the right blood type, I don't think, but somehow he was, so he had to endure killing them, and then yeah, the rest is history with that. And then he ends up teaming up with the other two guys, and they just take on the massive horde of zombies, and then they they end up finding Brooke, and they find out that she's able to control the zombies after all these experiments were done on her, and yeah, it really did leave a huge opening for a second movie at the end of this one. I'm trying to remember what else really uh, happens. I guess the big fight between the military guys and the group at the very end, obviously, and Barry getting his ass just absolutely handed to him before he's able to find a gun and shoot the. Yeah, wasn't it the captain? Shoot the captain, I think. Was who he ends up shooting, if I remember correctly. And yeah, oh no, that wasn't until the second movie. I don't believe. I'm just trying to remember based off photos, like what exactly happened. Because the experiments on her, and then her getting out, being able to control the zombies, and then, oh yeah, the doctor has to chop off his arm. I remember that because in the second movie he has a brand new arm, basically. And what else was there? Oh, I think they were actually after the sister, right? Because she was the hybrid, yeah, and they were trying to get her back. Um, because of what she was able to do. That was it. Uh, that's why they were after her. I'm remembering now. And then obviously that plan backfires when the one military guy dies. And I think that was pretty much it. Like, this was a very fast-paced, gory, bloody movie, um, which really made me want to watch the second one. It's kind of seemed like this film was a little bit more low budget compared to the second one too. But yeah, definitely still a good movie. I would highly recommend it if you're a zombie fan. And I'm trying to remember as much as I can as I can of it, because I haven't really. Oh my God, my brain's just been in a different place. Like I said, I've been kind of scrambled, and I've just been playing a lot of video games and haven't really just sat down after a movie right after I've watched it to do a review of it properly. So I hope this was good enough. This might be one of the ones that I come back and do a re-review of, just because. But yeah, because I'm really trying to remember like what other cool parts to this movie there really was, because it was a good movie. But yeah, that's really all I can think of, drawing it from memory. And I did give it an 8 out of 10. Oh yeah, that was another thing. So, oh, that was the big thing in the movie. Now that I'm remembering, so there was no fuel left, and the zombies actually ran off of fuel. So in order to power up anything, they had to use the zombies um, to fuel like their cars and stuff. And that's how they figured out that the zombies were so fast, I guess, was that um, they were able to, they were fueled right from the inside. So that's how they figured out that they could kill them, I guess. Another way to kill them anyway would be with, yeah, from like the inside out sort of thing. So that was kind of cool. And oh yeah, she controls Benny at the end of the movie uh, in order to help them escape from the military guys. See, I'm kind of drawing more stuff from memory as I go, thinking about the movie. So anyway, lots of action in this movie. Definitely like an adrenaline thrill ride throughout from beginning to end, and them having to get a zombie to fuel the car was a pretty intense scene. And then the one thing I found funny was when Frank died in the car. And then the next morning, they just kind of like totally disregard the fact that he's even died and just throw him into the back seat. I'm like, oh my god, I guess you guys have no remorse for the dead. It was just super messed up in some scenes, and yeah, just super funny. Super funny that that was even a situation that would take place, right? But anyway, I guess, yeah, 8 or 10 for this movie, and I'll see you guys in the next review. Bye bye for now.